Wolfhaven13 with another video response for Give Me a Flake Man because I have no content of my own. Just kidding. Anyways, I think the name of this video is some Gaijinte Shitsure, even though that's supposed to be in the question form. Gaijinte Shitsure. Let's go with that one. But to that, I have to say Betsune because, like, to me, it feels like the Japanese way of identifying things because in America, I mean, it got really loud. In America, everyone's pretty much from a different ethnic background, so you can't really call someone a foreigner because how can you tell if someone's a foreigner when everyone in the country immigrated from somewhere else? Japan, on the other hand, it's a country full of Japanese people. So anyone else who goes into that country would be considered a foreigner because they're easily identified as someone who didn't come from Japanese roots. But a couple reasons why I said Betsuni is because to a person who is from a different ethnic background who grew up in Japan, being called a foreigner or a gaijin, I guess would feel a bit like have bad feeling because it's just like I've lived here all my life, I know the language, I went to school, blah 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 blah, but I kind of get treated as a foreigner because I look like a foreigner. In that sense, I can see how gaijin can be like slightly a bad word. Or if someone's lived there for a really long time and they feel like Japan's their home, and I don't know, because even if I lived there, I feel like Japan's one of my home. I feel like America's my home, and I feel like Japan's my home, but I'm still a gaijin to Japan. I'm a foreigner to Japan. Like no matter what I do, I'm still gonna be a foreigner to Japan, because I'm not Japanese, and I didn't grow up there. But like when I went to Japan this summer, I hung out with a couple people, a lot of people at one time, and we all went to Sweets Paradise, and it was just a whole bunch of gaijins going to Sweets Paradise. So we had about a good 15 gaijins just standing in the middle of the mall, like not the middle, but like the middle of a walkway in the mall, and like we're all joking around like, oh, it's the Gaijin wall, like no Japanese people can pass, cause like people would see just a group of like 15 Gaijin and just kind of divert the opposite direction, like oh crap. But it was kind of hilarious when I think about it. um, But yeah, people are just attaching on bad emotions to it and making it feel bad, well, seem bad. Because I feel as if the people who don't like the word gaijin are like looking up the definition and going, oh, this is just like immigrants in the United States or whatever. Because in the United States, the word immigrant kind of has a bad connotation to it because the news and just people in general are just like, oh damn, those immigrants are taking all our jobs and like messing up healthcare and stuff like that. There's so much bad energy being put towards the word that being called an immigrant kind of just has a bad feeling now. Even though pretty much everyone in the United States except for Native Americans are immigrants or ancestors were immigrants. So you guys are just, I don't know. I don't get it. But yeah, calling people Gaijin doesn't really like if I get called a Gaijin, I'm a Gaijin. I am a foreigner to Japan. This is a fact. Also, before I go, I have another question. I want to know what feelings and what connotations is behind the word, well, do you think is behind the word? like I said before, immigrant, you kind of just have the feeling of someone jumped the fence and they're like messing up our healthcare system and taking jobs and things like that and just messing up our economy or whatever. Like, okay, now I see why immigrant feels like a bad word, but Gaijin on the other hand, all I see is some guy who probably can't speak Japanese that well and doesn't understand how things work in Japan. That's the only things I see attached to the word gaijin and not being Japanese. Like, are those three things really that bad to people who are actually like that? Anyways, that's my 2 cents, I guess. And I mean, I can talk about this all night, and I wish I had someone to talk to instead of talking into camera, 'cause this is kind of awkward. But yeah. Anyways, I'm off to make my other response to gaijins that piss us off. So I'll see you guys in that, and abayo.